Thank you, whoever it is. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Happy Make It Happen Monday. Whatever you did today, whether it was easy or hard, you made it happen. God allowed you to make it happen, okay? So happy Monday. Listen to the birds. They're chirping, they're talking, they're singing. They're happy. They're happy. They're happy. They're happy. Yo, look. They cut my cactus up. Oh my gosh. They trimmed it. That's like the biggest one on the street. That is the biggest one on the street. They trimmed it. It has so many new, I guess, leaves, cacti, whatever you would say, plural for cactus leaves. Cactus leaves sounds about right. But they had so many. They're about to put in some speed bumps. But happy Monday. Had to take my allergy medication because, listen, I don't care if it's just like the slightest amount of pollen. Slightest amount. We still got a little bit of pine allergens, a little bit of birch, but that pollen, if it's the slightest amount, y'all, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna start sneezing. Hey, Lawrence, I'm good. How are you today, Lawrence? Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. Hey, Lakeitha. Hey, Lakeitha. Hello, Lunch Pride. I'm here. How are you doing? I'm glad I caught you live. I'm leaving for work in about 30 minutes, but I wanted to talk with you a bit. Thank you, Lakeitha. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you guys for coming in. Got 2 L's. Okay, how y'all doing today? Yes, Lawrence. Marvelous Monday. Magnificent Monday. Money making Monday. Make it happen Monday. Whatever kind of Monday it has been for you, and whoever comes across this live or the live replay, I hope that it's been a positive Monday. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Lakeitha. I'm glad to see both of you guys. And thank you, Lakeitha, for spending some time with me as you prepare to head out for work. Listen, let me ask y'all something. Those who work, do you, like, what shifts do you prefer? Like, do you prefer 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours? Some jobs you can work 6. Some jobs you can even work 4. Like, what's the best shift for you? Thank you guys for saying hello to each other. Thank you for welcoming in Lakeitha, Lawrence. Lakeitha says, hi there, Lawrence. Like, which shift is the best shift for you? And thank you guys for those 3 thumbs up. I appreciate you. Now, let me tell you, 8-hour shifts are just fine with me. Now, listen, 4 to 6 is even better. 4 to 6, that's even better. But I guess, and that's realistically, I was about to say, I guess realistically speaking, 8 is, the best. But for me, it often depends on the amount of money being made per hour or your salary, if you're salaried. But yeah, those 12-hour shifts, I've done those before, but those are for the birds, okay? And it's not for the birds that are happy, okay? Now, that being said, I did that a long time ago when I was young, out of high school. You get your first jobs, depending on, like, my first job was an easy job. It was just like, recording, it was doing recordings for churches and things like that. So it was an easy job. But like my first job and that was like, it wasn't like you had to do 4 hours or had to do 6 hours. You just did however many hours that the program was for. You know, what's going on, Latif? Hey, he says, hey sis, God bless. Thank you, bro. God bless. How are you doing? Happy Monday to you. Happy marvelous Monday, magnificent Monday. Okay, make it happen Monday, right? Make things happen Monday. You know, whatever kind of Monday it's been for you. Okay, y'all, we're going uphill and we're trying to keep walking. I kind of like to do this with the heel, but I'm going to try to pull and lunge walk it. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Latif. I got you. You know you gave me a wrench. I don't, and like people know, I don't like giving out a lot of wrenches, but I'm trying to stay under 10. So if you ever come into my live, right, and you don't have a wrench, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just not one of those channels that just hand out wrenches like that. Because, like I've explained before, it's not looked upon really well. Yeah, you will get monetized. You can get monetized, right? But, and even when you answer on some of the comments, like when YouTube gives you an answer, it'll say, let's connect, right? So there are some connect channels, but what they don't like is the sub for sub. And sometimes people don't understand that when they come into your chat. Like when they start saying, can I drop my link? Can I drop my link? That's kind of like a sub for sub. Now, if you drop the link and you connect and you go over and you comment sometimes, that's a genuine connection. They don't mind that. Like I said, they have, you know, connection channels. But sometimes people, they just do that to get a bunch of subs. And if you pay close attention, you'll realize that it's harder to get the number of subs that you want that way. And it's often harder to become monetized that way. So when you mod people up, make sure that there are people who you've had a genuine connection with, you know, who support you. They don't have to be in every live. They don't have to be in every video. They don't have to be on every short. But you guys have a genuine connection, okay? Because YouTube is going to notice it anyway if you don't. Everybody, speaking to everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, Lawrence, for welcoming Latif as a mod. Lakeitha, again, I appreciate you because, like I say every day, we're all multitasking, right? So if you make me a part of your multitasking, a part of your task, I appreciate that because you didn't have to run in. You know, we're all busy doing something. So I just come on here in the evenings. I do my workouts in the morning. Like I always say, I'm too unorganized to get on here and do it on live, okay? But we do it in the morning and we come on here because the walking is easier to kind of just release, relax, relate, you know, relate to you guys, you know, and whoever comes in the chat, hopefully you can relate to each other. Even if it's just, you know, conversation, nice conversation. I appreciate that. Yeah, just nice conversation, Keitha. And, you know, people are busy. So I have to make sure that I say thank you. That's one thing I've been doing for the past year or so. I always say thank you. Of course, when somebody comes into the chat, welcome. I always thank the people who send me cash apps, super stickers, super chats. But generally speaking, I try my best to at least once during the live to say thank you to the subscribers, of course to the moderators, of course to the content creators who come through who are also subscribers. And you guys know I have some content creators who are moderators over here, right? And I also say thank you to YouTube because for all the fussing that we sometimes do about the app, listen, it gives us a place to connect, to network, and to utilize some of those properties in the Copyright 107 Act, right? Educational, educate each other, receive education, information, receive information, give information, and entertainment purposes, right? Hey, Betty, retirement days, comfort foods, and more. Welcome into the live. Lakeitha says, yes, you always say thank you. Yeah, Lakeitha, I try to. Listen, because people are busy and people can be doing so much, so many other things. And yes, I know nobody makes anybody come onto the app. But if you come into my chat and you say hello, and even if you don't say hello, if you watched, you support it. Whether it was a few seconds, few minutes, the beginning, the middle, the end. I don't have to always see you. But if you're watching, because you never know who the numbers are that aren't saying anything. So I like to just say thank you. You are appreciated. You are appreciated. And again, we fuss so much about the app, y'all, but listen, the app gives you an opportunity. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I know that car. I thought he was going to turn the music up. He didn't. Okay, the app gives you an opportunity to network, to connect if you would like. But just to spend some time, I feel like, I'll say again, the apps were meant for good things. But sometimes people turn the apps into bad things, right? So over here in Lions Pride, we laugh, we chuckle, we have fun, but we try to keep it adult-like, okay? We try to keep it adult-like. We don't bother nobody, and we don't want anybody bothering us, okay? We don't. We may laugh and be silly, and we may tease each other. Like we were talking about that Saturday, knowing how far to go with people, you know, knowing when enough is enough and knowing how not to overstep boundaries. When you're on apps with people you don't truly know, you have to try your best to make sure that you don't cross boundaries, right? Because there are some people we know in our day-to-day lives, we know how to joke around with them. We know when they're in the mood to tease them and things like that. But there are people on these apps, you don't know what people are going through, right? So even if you've come to a point where you kind of know each other in the chats, you see each other around in the YouTube streets, you have a feel for their personality, you never know what's going on a certain day when you catch somebody in a bad mood, okay? So if they say, you know, that kind of bothers me, don't take the attitude that I didn't mean any harm, it didn't sound harmful to me. Because that's just the thing. It didn't sound harmful to you because you were the one saying it. So of course you didn't mean any harm in most cases. But sometimes a person may just be fed up that day. You know, may have had a long day at work, hard day at work. Kids may be cutting up, spouse may be acting up, or siblings, anybody may have just had an argument with a stranger, had an argument with a stranger. And so, of course, you'll say, well, I didn't TT in their P, PP in their IT. I didn't PP in their T. Maybe you didn't. But sometimes you just have to be really mindful of the things that you say to people. And if it offends them, just be like, okay, my bad, that wasn't my intent. And then just keep moving. Keep moving. You don't have to hold grudge or anything. Just keep moving. Because don't you have those days sometimes when you're not in the mood? Ooh, that's a big helicopter, y'all. Ooh. It looks kind of strange though. I need to get my ass in the house. What? Ooh. That ain't looking right. I'm glad I'm not too far. I need to. Oh shit, he scared me. He scared me. The helicopter scared me. Good God. Yeah, it looks like some type of military, kind of not military helicopter. Oh my God. Yeah, I have never seen a helicopter like that, y'all. And I've seen a lot of helicopters, okay? I've seen a lot of helicopters. Please take a moment to smash that like button. Come on, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that, bro. Lakeitha says true. Let me go up a little bit. Y'all know I have to keep my head on a swivel. Y'all see that? I try to be careful because I want to respect people's homes. But did y'all see that helicopter? It doesn't look, I wish I could it doesn't look as scary on the phone as it does out here. But y'all, this guy was walking his dog and he was like kind of shocked too. And the dog, he don't know what's going on. He trying to snatch away from the owner and come over here at me. But y'all, this helicopter is going in circles. It's going in circles. Lakeitha, I know that's right. It looks like a military. Lawrence, it does look military, but it looks different. It looks like it's looking for somebody. I'm thinking federal, but it looks like it's looking for somebody because it's going around and around, like just over this neighborhood, over the street. It is. It looks like a military chopper, but why is it going around in circles right here? That's crazy. And it's getting low. It was getting low too. It was getting low. You saw it, Lakeitha? It was getting low. Like, oh, y'all, it's so much stuff going on in the world. You just don't know. You know? You just don't know. And then I see some of those, what do you call those streaks? The man-made streaks that they have, the chemtrails. I see a lot of them right now. I see a lot of them. Yeah, I try not to be all about conspiracy theories and stuff. Because at the end of the day, for me, at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the day, it's about prayer. Right? It's about prayer. Thank you, Latif, bro. I appreciate you. If it comes around here again, I'm going to have to end my live. I was trying to at least get 30 minutes in. Y'all know I try to do like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We try not to do more than 2, you know, because we want to be mindful. We want to be mindful. Like, of course, you can multitask. A lot of times, y'all, I have my phone on the live, I have my laptop on the live, and I have my desktop on the live, just trying to support people to help them to increase their watch hours, right? So, and that's why I always say thank you guys for multitasking and helping me. Because I know what it's like. Just trying to, you know, help people to get their watch hours in and stuff like that. But, and so that's another reason I always say thank you guys for, you know, y'all, I'm just looking. Thank you for coming in, for saying hello, for interacting with each other. And I appreciate y'all for that. I really, really do. Yes, let's get this too much going on in this wicked world. And it just keeps going around in circles. And it's a military copter. It's military. It's definitely military. If it's not military, I know military. If it's not, it's fed. It's fed. That's not something. That's crazy. That was crazy. And it went in like about 3 or 4 circles. Yeah, it went in like 3 or 4 circles. There was some little kids out there, y'all, and you know, it was just kid laughter and stuff. Of course, the greatest sound in the world, right? The sound of children being happy, playing and laughing. But for some reason, I really don't like even doing that, like putting that on my live, because you got some people out here, they feel like they can just show people on the live because they're at a distance, or you know, you can't make out their face. Let me tell you something. People can make out whatever they want to make out with this high-tech stuff. All right? I know with the high-tech stuff that people have now. And see, sometimes people, like we were talking the other day, everybody just feels like they have the right to put everything on there. Now, it's real funny how when you talk about recording Leos, law enforcement officers, the same people who feel like maybe you shouldn't do that are some of the same people who advocate for people's rights to be able to record whatever they want to record, right? Well, as long as it's the back of them, or as long as it's this of them, or that of them. You never know. Let me tell you something. What if somebody is out, they told their spouse they had to go to a meeting or something, or on vacation. Here you are with their face all up in your live stream, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and they're with another person. And you know, instead of people saying, well, you know, yeah, that's right. Most people would rather say, well, they shouldn't be cheating. I mean, listen, technology has made people feel like they're entitled to just show any and everything about other people, y'all. Any and everything about other people. They feel like if it's something that they want to show, then it's okay. It's okay. I learned a long time ago, look, a lot of times, have y'all ever known people who don't like to take pictures? I know people who don't like to take pictures. Lawrence says, we lost. Yeah, Lawrence, it was the kids were out and they were making a lot of noise, and I I don't like putting people on here, and I don't like certain voices. Like if it's some adults and they're just shooting the breeze and they're kicking or whatever, whatever. But it's just something about I don't like putting kids on, even the sound, even though you can't see them. So I muted for a minute. But y'all, people, well, of course, social media, and of course, cell phones. Cell phones, definitely, tablets, whatever, they have a good place when it comes to catching people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Illegal, immoral, unethical, etc. Okay? So they have their place. But sometimes people aren't really doing things that are illegal, unethical, questionable, maybe a little bit immoral, but some things that people are doing that's immoral, it's not my business, as long as they're not hurting someone, right? But you have some people who feel like if they want to record it, then they're entitled to record it. And so what I learned to do like a long time ago, y'all, when I see people with the camera, just like they're all in your face, put your camera in their face. Put your camera, because some people are really bad about that. Or no, they'll see you, and if they can get the back of you and show something, they will literally lift their camera up and show you. To me, that's the most childish thing ever. Is it that important that you let the audience see, an audience that you have no idea who's watching, that you see this characteristic of that person? Now, if you just happen to be in the store and you happen to catch somebody, because I've done that, that's a different story. But what I'm talking about are people who say, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you that. And then they claim there's nothing wrong with it. But when they get ready to do it, they don't say, sir, ma'am, can I put you on camera? They don't say that. They walk behind you or to the side of you and have the phone as if they're on the phone. And then they flip it up and show whatever they're trying to show. If nothing's wrong with it, then outright do it. Outright do it. Or better yet, the best way, just ask a person, hey, I like that. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Insta. Can I show them this? Like, that's very, very different. How about do it that way? Instead of walk behind them like some kid, bratty kid, and lift the camera up on whatever it is that you're trying to show. You know how many people have been busted, was supposed to be out of town on a business meeting, supposed to be with family, but they were with their significant other? Now, if you just happen to be in a restaurant with somebody, hey, it is what it is. Because like I said, I'm not going to drop my camera for everything. If I see something, sometimes you might catch somebody. Sometimes you might catch somebody on camera. But I'm talking about the people who set out to say, let me show you this. Or they show people's homes because they see something cute in the yard or some type of nice, if I see a nice car or a unique car, I will do that, making sure not to show the tag. But even then, you got to think about it. That car is very unique. Where are you and where's that car at that time? How you know they're supposed to be there? I just think of things like that. So I just try my best to keep it cute, Like I said, sometimes you're going to catch things or you're going to have people in the line of your camera. That's just going to happen. But I'm not one to just try to show people stuff. Now, if it's something like their feet, like their legs down, and they're doing something crazy, or they got some crazy shoes, I'll do that. But anything waist up, no, I ain't trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. And like I said, a lot of times people will holler, well, people are just crazy. If they did that, it's because they wanted to do it. Well, no. How do you know that their wife hadn't been going through hell and high water, or that husband hasn't been going through a lot of BS with that wife? And now you got your video up, and they happen to catch this dated on April 28th, so-and-so, and they're hugged up with another person because they don't even know that they're on camera. Okay? Lakeitha about to get out of here. Last Pride and Chat. I'm headed to work. Be blessed, everyone. Have a great night at work, Lakeitha. Be safe and stay blessed. Thank you for coming in. So, everybody is different. To each their own. Certain people have certain limits. I can't expect everybody's limits to be like mine. But I can let you know that there are certain things I just won't do, or I try my best not to do. I try my best not to do when it comes to showing people's homes, showing people. Because even if you show the back of them, sometimes people are so unique in their build or their look, their appearance. Somebody could figure out, hey, that's my lady. Hey, that's my guy. Who is that he's with? Who is that she's with? Or, hey, that's my daughter. That's my son. That's my niece. That's my nephew. What are they doing? And not that they're doing something maybe illegal, just, sometimes as adults, we question our kids and our nieces and nephews about some of the behavior we see. Okay? And maybe it's not that bad, but you just got them busted. Now, we know that there are times when we're like on vacation in Miami, Cancun, the cameras are out. Hell, if you get seen, you get seen. That's different. If you get seen, you get seen. And you really don't give a darn because you're on vacation. You're having fun. Nobody cares, right? Y'all, it feels so good out here. It feels so good out here. I always say we don't know who's watching. Exactly, Latif. We definitely don't know. And I'm not one to when I see them coming around with a camera, kind of like they're like this. I kind of, I get back. And people now literally have the nerves to say, oh, she don't want to be on camera. Oh, he don't want to be on camera. And if they don't, I mean, that's their right not to want to be on camera. And then they don't know what you're doing with that. That's my main thing. It's not so much even about someone may be doing something that they shouldn't. That is a big part of it. How you doing? But it's mostly, what if someone called into their job? It could be something like that. Say, hey, I need a couple of days off. They weren't feeling good the day that they were supposed to go to work. And they feel like, you know what, I need a couple of days off. So they take that first day off. They try to get themselves together. They recuperate. By the end of the day, they're feeling so much better. Maybe just feeling themselves. Well, they've already taken 2 days off, 2 or 3 days off. So that second or third day, maybe they go to have some fun. They weren't feeling good. And my thing is, why not? Who wants to, you're not feeling good one day, then you go to work the next day. So hopefully they're feeling better and they go to work. But somebody's out there, or maybe even somebody who works with them on a different shift, at an event, at a concert or something. They called in to work to go to the concert. That's going to be the narrative. Lawrence says, have a great night, Lakeitha. Thank you, Lawrence. That's going to be the narrative, that you called into work or you called off work in order to go to the concert. When no, maybe the concert was Friday and you called off work Tuesday evening, Tuesday. And maybe you were feeling better by Thursday. And maybe you haven't always had these concert tickets. And then again, maybe you already had the concert tickets. For all they know, you could have already had Friday scheduled as an off day. So they go back to work telling everybody Monday, she was off all last week talking about she wasn't feeling good, but she was at the concert Friday. Whose business is that to tell? Maybe even record you at the concert. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. People just do the most and sometimes they do the least, They do the most and they do the least. And so we're going to keep walking, y'all. We did not do the professional disclaimer. So we're going to go ahead and get that professional disclaimer out of the way. We've only been on for 30 minutes. But look, I want you guys to look at the legs move, right? Over here, what do I say? Watch the legs move. Keep moving. Get up and move. I hope that you guys have gotten up for 30 minutes at least. Minimum 15. Because if I say minimum 15, then there's no reason you haven't done 10, right? So I hope that you've gotten up and worked out for an hour today. At least 15 minutes, bare minimum. At least 30 minutes, bare minimum 15. Okay? Bare minimum 15. Along with that, I hope that you've taken 10 to 30 minutes to just have some me time, right? Some time to self-reflect. Think about what has happened so far during the day, what you can do to make it better. And if you wouldn't change anything, just reflect on what you did to have the good day that you had, right? Right? Each day, try to take 15 to 30 minutes to reflect on the day and on you and the things that you did that day, all right? Because let me tell you something. The things from last week, the week before, the month before, years before, those things, they come up sometimes, right? And they're not always such good things, right? So sometimes the bad things that we've gone through, or the bad things that we may have done, they come up and we feel a little guilty sometimes. Or if it's nothing that we did, maybe something that happened, we feel a little bad. Don't let it get you down. And if it gets you down, don't let it keep you down. Okay? Stand up. Stand up. Even if you're not standing up physically, even if you're not getting up from the seated position, stand up mentally. Stand up mentally. Okay? You can't change it. Always remember, when those things start to bother you that happened when you were a child or whenever, hopefully you got some therapy, but you know how our community is, especially the African American community. We've gotten better, but a lot of times we just can't afford therapy, right? So if you have gotten to a place where you are functioning, right? A functioning individual of society, sometimes you're depressed. Sometimes it's got to do with that stuff that happened in the past, right? And they say, don't just beat that stuff down. Deal with it. Deal with it the best you can. And when you found coping mechanisms and ways to deal with it, then it's okay that when they rise up that you beat them down, because you have tools to beat them down with, right? You have tools to beat them with. See, sometimes we haven't dealt with those things, and so no, we don't need to beat them down because we don't have the necessary tools to suppress them for extended periods of time. Because even when you've gotten over a lot of things and you've dealt with them, even if you've gotten professional help, sometimes those things will arise back, right? And so if you never really truly dealt with them, you still don't have the tools to deal with them. So if you've gotten to a point in your life, whether you got professional help or whether you just achieved it on your own, and you've learned how to deal with things that have affected you from 20, 30, 40 years ago, your childhood or something like that, or things that happened with you at school, at work, wherever it was, with your parents, with your siblings, with friends, with bullies, whoever. Hopefully, prayerfully, you have gotten to a point where when those things rise up in you, those feelings rise up, it's okay to suppress those and beat those down because you've acquired the right tools to beat them down, right? Hey, Shawanda, welcome into the live. Shawanda, how you doing? You've acquired the right tools to beat them down because you don't want them to beat you, right? You don't want those things to beat you up. So there is nothing wrong with suppressing the things that challenge you mentally, as long as you at some point in your life have acquired the right tools, all right? The right mechanisms to beat those things back down where they're supposed to be. Because you can't change the past, right? It happened. And a lot of times what you can do is you can forgive people, certain people who may have inflicted that harm on you or made you go through this or that, or yourself. Because a lot of times, y'all, we get depressed about the things that we did that weren't quite right, right? If you're a human being and you have a conscience and you know that you did something in the past, especially something that was very, very wrong, sometimes those things come up, or sometimes you get reminded of how you used to be, right? So sometimes you have to learn how to deal with who you used to be in order to continue to deal with who you are now, okay? All right, turn pain, come on, Latif. Turn pain into prosperity. Turn pain into prosperity. And y'all know why we love the P words over here. Y'all know which letters do I love? R, P, and S, right? How do we end the live every night? Peace, positivity, and prosperity, so that you can walk peacefully and patiently into your purpose, right? Latif just said, turn pain into prosperity. See, those P words, that letter P is something else, right? Just like that R. You got to learn to relax, release, relate to the things that you can relate to, the things that you can't. Give it to God. Give it to God. He'll help you to learn to relate to it. All right? Resolve the things and the issues that you can. And those that you can't, give it to God. He'll help you to resolve it. He'll resolve it for you. Right? Release, relax, relate, resolve. Remember who you are. Remember who you used to be. And if you don't like what you used to be, remember that. Don't revisit being that person. Remember that so you can remember how to continue to be the better person that you are today. Okay? Reconstruct, rebuild, revamp, replenish yourself, your soul, your mind, body, and soul, your spirit. Replenish yourself. Okay? Lodge Pride, you know how we've got, of course, bro, of course. Always. Remember to replenish yourself. Okay? Restore your mind, body, and soul. All right? Re-examine. Have you truly changed? Maybe you weren't such a bad person in the past anyway. right? So reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate. And then we talk about that word self-evaluation. So before we get to those the S words, look at that. Self-evaluation, reevaluate. Okay? Re-implement some things that you used to do that you don't do anymore. Maybe some of those things brought you joy. Maybe they brought a calmness over you, right? And you just run. You're so busy. You haven't done some of those easy, simple things that you used to do that would help you make it through the day. So revisit some of those things. Remember some of those things, okay? Become reacclimated to the good that you see on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes we miss the good, y'all, because the bad is so prominent, you know? Sometimes we miss the good because the bad is just, damn, in your face all the time. All right? So I don't know. I think I said restore. See, there are so many good R words. We like to finish up with the R words over here. Then we go to that 4-letter word self, right? We use that self as a prefix, right? We've got to, listen, you got to give it to God first. You got to give him praise first, right? But, and we know we put him first, and then we put family right there, right after God. But sometimes we forget to put ourselves first. And I say that, it doesn't mean that you're selfish, because selfish can be a good word too. Doesn't necessarily have to be bad all the time. Sometimes we need to be selfish. We need to take care of ourselves so that we can continue to take care of family, continue to take care of friends, right? Right? So self is not a bad word. Selfish is not always a bad word. You gotta take care of yourself if you're gonna continue to take care of your family, your children, your friends, your spouse, whoever is close to you, right? Self-love, self-commitment, self-dedication, self-motivation. That's why I say I no longer motivate people. I have had people to come into my chat that I motivated them. Y'all, they will leave my chat, and the next thing you know, their channel looks exactly like mine. And believe me, my channel isn't this big channel that's doing these big, wild, and crazy things. But the thing about that is that people will do anything to get subscribers. People will do anything to try to grow their subscriber count. So they'll come into your chat, they'll be cool with you, and the next thing you know, they're damn near a duplicate of your channel. I don't mind people taking cues from me. I take cues from people. But there's no way in the world I would go over into Latif's chat. We may both spit a little knowledge about different things on a day-to-day basis, things that we're aware of. But I wouldn't try to just copy his style. I couldn't if I tried. And if I did imitate it, guess what? If it ain't for me, it's not for me. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So I don't really motivate. I motivate children and young adults. Those are the ones I want to motivate. Everybody else, I don't want to motivate you. I want to encourage you. And I know you're saying encourage, motivate, synonyms, basically the same thing. I feel like you got to motivate somebody to get up and take that first step. I'm not trying to be that for grown adults right now. Children, young adults, yes. But what I'm trying to be for grown adults are those who have already taken the first step. I want to encourage them. I want to be an encourager, okay? An encourager. There's a slight difference for me. I feel like when somebody needs motivation, you darn near got to pull them up. And y'all know sometimes we have to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, by the shoelaces, right? And it's okay to be a motivator. That's some people's goal. Hey, some people make money being motivators, motivational speakers. Come on now. But from my experience on this particular app, I only want to motivate kids and young adults. When it comes to other adults, 40 and up, I want to encourage you. I don't want to motivate you so much to take the first step. If you've tried to take the first step and you've gotten discouraged, I want to encourage you. That's what I want to do. So y'all, it's been 40 minutes. I have to wait until this sun goes down, or we got to go early morning, okay? So the sun is going down. We've seen a military chopper, okay? I think we have excitement for the day over here, right? So remember, self-love, self-commitment, self-dedication, self-motivation, right? Self-preservation. Self-preservation. I'm going to try to talk over that music, okay, y'all? Self-preservation, right? Self-determination. Selfless. Be selfless. But also there are times where you have to be selfish, and that's okay. That's okay. Y'all know what I wish you over here. I'm going to give a disclaimer. I forgot to give it. Okay. A lot of us have been professionally, medically, clinically licensed. We have registrations, okay? We have documentation, okay, that we have been medically, clinically, and professionally trained to do certain things. So if you see me do something over here or you hear me say do something, don't do it. You do so at your own risk. I tell you every day, I keep it light, I keep it mild. We just walk, right? My shorts, we do some lightweight training, very light. You have other channels who they'll put their credentials on. I don't, they'll put their credentials on. But over here, because the apps don't, YouTube or no other app, they don't license, they don't give us registrations, they don't give us certifications. We worked hard, we went to school, to college, and we earned those things, okay? So don't do anything you hear me say over here or you see me do. If you do, you do so at your own risk. And if you decide to do it, make sure that you what? Research. Research is key. And that you always consult your primary healthcare provider, right? Right? Always consult your primary healthcare provider. Be that your general practitioner, your regular medical doctor, right? Your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner, right? Your PA, your physician's assistant. If you've had injuries in the past, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, right? Your nutritionist, your dietitian, because a lot of it is in the what? The diet, depending on what your goals are, the diet. And then really whether your goals are to lose weight, to gain weight, some people are trying to gain weight, to tone your muscles, or just to increase your fitness level, right? Diet plays a key part. So you have your specialty doctors. All of those people make up your healthcare team. So always keep the lines of communication open between you and all members of your healthcare team, and make sure that they keep the lines of communication open between each other. Okay? Make sure they keep the lines of communication open between each other. All right? So I've been enjoying y'all coming over in the chat. Latif, my bro, is here. Lawrence, my bro. You know, like I told y'all, I don't be wanting all these mods, but I have to keep my bros around here, okay? Okay? I had to mod my bros up. Mad Dog was in here cutting up with us, her and Joyelle the other night, Saturday. So we are going to do the panels, y'all, but I'm just trying to maneuver my way around to some different places and away from some people and places, okay? Thank you for those hugs, Lawrence. Lawrence says, welcome, Jill. Jill in here? Jill, another moderator, welcome to the live. I'm trying to see, where is she? Let me slow down. Hey, Lawrence Pride in chat. And hey, Jill. And chat, hey, hon. Hey, Jill, I'm listening and laying down, hon. Get you some rest. You got to get that rest. Another R word, y'all. Remember, release, relax, relate, resolve, remember, revisit, replenish. Replenish your heart, mind, body, and soul. Restore your heart, mind, body, and soul. Reconstruct. Remember, rebuild, respect, rest. All right? So we love the letter R over here because we go into the positive R words, and we love the letter P. Because y'all know how I ended live, what? Peace, positivity, and prosperity. So that you can walk patiently and purposefully into your purpose. Right? Right? Self. S-E-L-F. That 4-letter word. Best used as a prefix. But best used when you're taking care of who? Yourself. Right? Like I said, we're going to put God first. And you know what do we do next? We usually put family right there. And a lot of times we're ripping and running so much that we're not taking care of self. So you got to make sure that at some point throughout each and every day, and you may not be able to do it every day, right? But try your best to do it at least 3 to 5 days out of the week. Take 15 to 30 minutes and just have some self-reflection. Take those deep breaths in, pull in that oxygen, and then release that CO2 and other waste when you exhale. Okay? Deep breath in. Exhale. Release. Release some of that waste. Now, doing that may not change any of the situations that you have going on during the day, right? But it can kind of clear out some of the clutter. Clear out some of the unnecessary clutter to allow you to continue to push on through your work shift, to continue to push on through that meeting, to continue to push on through that client, that parent-teacher conference, to continue to push on through whatever it is that you're doing. You want to inhale, get in that good O2, Pull in deep, deep, deep. Believe it or not, that when you inhale, your diaphragm, it feels like your chest is expanding. No, your diaphragm is going down. Okay? And then you want to exhale, and your diaphragm comes back into its natural position. Okay? All right? You want to work that body, work that body. Make sure you don't what? Hurt that body. Work that body, work that body. Don't overexert your body. And when your body hits a plateau and you don't see the changes happening that you want to see, what do you want to do? You got to trick your body, then work your body. But make sure you don't hurt your body, okay? That's what you want to do. So make sure that you, throughout the day, when you first get up, get you a glass of water, 8-ounce glass of water, okay? For those who don't like water, put you some lemon in it. Put you something in it. Crystal Light, they still do that. Whatever it is that they put in it. But come on, we got to be adults about this. We got to start drinking water. And when I tell you guys to drink water, I have to tell you in the responsible way. Everybody cannot drink 6 to 8-ounce glasses of water due to certain restrictions, okay? So you will hear people just throw that out there nilly-willy. I'm not going to throw that because of my background. I just can't throw that out there. So what I'm going to tell you is that it's getting hot. If you're generally healthy, get you 6 to 8-ounce glasses of water a day. If you work outside, you may need 9 or 10, okay? When you work out, you may need an extra 9 or 10, especially in the spring and summer. But if you have any fluid restrictions, any reasons that the doctor has told you to limit the amount that you drink, have a conversation with him. What do we talk about? The open lines of communication between you and your healthcare providers. Have an open lines of communication between them and make sure that the lines of communication are open between all of them, right? Doc, I work outside. If you have those restrictions, ask him, can you get 4 ounces extra? Maybe a cup extra, okay? You know your situation. He or she knows your situation. So just communicate about it. Just communicate about it. And you know how a lot of us are bad or hard-headed. Maybe you started taking in a half a cup a day already. Well, when you go to your next appointment, let him know. Okay? And make sure that that is okay. Because, see, it's hot. Everybody drink water, drink water. Drink. Yes, drink water if you're generally healthy. And you have no reason that your water should be restricted. Okay? Go for it. Drink it. And if you do have those restrictions, again, hopefully you can talk with your healthcare provider and you guys can maybe increase it a little bit to adjust for the temperatures outside, right? Let me catch some of the comments before. Yes. Who is that? Is that Kalia? Kalia World? I hope I'm saying your name right. He says, hi, Latif. Lawrence says, Jill, good to see you here with us. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. Kalia World says, hi. Hi there, Kalia World. Everybody's speaking to everybody. I appreciate you guys speaking to each other. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm sure you're multitasking. As adults, we have to adult. We be adulting. People be peopling, right? People be peopling, okay? People be peopling. And that's not always in a bad way, because y'all know I say that in a heartbeat when it's something that kind of gets me a little agitated. I say it's not the world, it's the people. People be peopling. But when it comes to the good things, people be peopling too. There are still some good people in the world. There are still some good people with good intentions, okay? You have bad people that do some good things, just like you have good people that do bad things, okay? Just allow God to give you, receive that discernment, okay? Receive that discernment to know the difference. And sometimes when you get tricked, that's okay. Because sometimes it's not really that you got tricked. You're just trying to kind of open up a little bit. And then you're like, okay, shut it back down. Go back to where it was. So it just depends on what it is, who it is. And just keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Y'all see, look. Y'all see it was hot out here. I had to put on a hat today. It's hot out here. Oh, God. It's hot out here. Y'all think I'm at the beach. Let me tell you something. Remember, drink plenty of water if you can. Generally speaking, the general population of you drink plenty of water. All right? It's hard to get water intoxication. It's possible. But most people don't like to drink a lot of water. Okay? So please drink you 6 to 8-ounce glasses. And as it gets hotter and hotter and we start to see those 100-degree temps, depending on the work that you do, how you feel or whatever, drink a little bit more. If you can. If you have restrictions, stick with your restrictions and talk with your healthcare providers, okay? Remember that. Stick with the restrictions and talk with your healthcare providers, okay? And that's why I say research anything that you hear me say, anything that you see me do. Because when it comes to health, fitness, the medical world, the fitness world, things change. We have to get continuing education every 2 years. Some people every year, depending on what field, or every 3 years. But basic minimum every 2 years. Because things change. What you used to do back in the day, you can't do today. Things that they said you couldn't do back in the day, sometimes you can. And then depending on any issues that you may have, those things may need to be, altered in certain ways that aren't ways the average person would have to alter those things. So always research. Okay? Research. Over here in Lions Pride, we do not medically, clinically, professionally assess, diagnose, treat, or follow up and evaluate. We just drop nuggets, y'all. We drop nuggets. And hopefully you guys can pick up those nuggets. The nuggets that we drop to each other, whether I'm dropping a couple of nuggets, you guys in the chat often drop a lot of great nuggets. We pick those nuggets up, we research them, and we share them with our family and friends, right? Because you can get a lot of good information from someone just in a chat. It may not be applicable to you, but it can be applicable to someone that you know. It can be applicable to someone that you know, okay? But always remember, research is key. And M&M, what I say over here, moderation, modification. Sometimes not only do you have to have certain diets in moderation or certain foods in moderation, if you're exercising, when you've come up with your workout plan, regimen, routine, schedule, sometimes the doctor has given you an alternative to that because you have to switch it up a little bit. Or certain exercises, maybe you can't do 12 reps, you have to do 5. The others you can do 8, 10, 12. It's about moderation in exercise as well. All right? Modification. Sometimes you have to modify your diet. Sometimes you have to modify your exercises. When you can't do that deep squat, boom, 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 boom. You might do a mini squat or a baby squat. Hold on to the wall. Support yourself. Hold on to a chair. Support yourself. So that's it, y'all. We out of here, okay? We out of here. It's been 53 minutes. I might as well stay on the hour, shouldn't I? But nah, we ain't got to do that. We just trying to get on here and communicate, have some conversation, drop some nuggets, and see what y'all did on this marvelous, magnificent, make it happen Monday, money making Monday, whatever kind of Monday it was for you. I hope that it was a positive Monday. All right. And if something happened that didn't sit so well with you, pray about it. Pray about it. A lot of times we say things sound cliche, but y'all, it ain't nothing cliche about praying. Okay? And I know some of us cut up on this app, but it doesn't mean we don't pray. Now, some people do the most, and some people, again, do the least. But nobody's perfect. We're all human, right? And remember to get up and move, keep moving for 30 minutes at least. At least 30 minutes. Now, I'm just going to tell y'all, I prefer you moving out. Okay? Get you some cardio, some aerobic activity in for an hour. But if you can't do that, depending on your level, it may be time constraints. Maybe you don't have the time to do that. Maybe you're not to that level yet. At least go for 30 minutes. Bare minimum, 15. Bare minimum, 15. Some of those days, I tell y'all, like, oh, I'm going to be busy tomorrow. I might not come on. I still get that cardio in. When I'm running around doing whatever it is that's preventing me from coming on, heck, it's the running around in itself. You still get that cardio in, right? Remember, resistance weight training. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, ladies, we might not want to look like She-Ra or the Incredible Hulk, but we want those muscles to be what? Toned. And we want to strengthen them, okay? We want to strengthen them. The stronger your muscles are, the longer you can do your cardio, right? Get those calf muscles in check. Get those quadriceps and those hamstrings in check. If you work these quads, you got to work these hams, okay? You want to work the opposing muscles, right? When you do those biceps and you do those arm curls, hey, you want to do some rolls. You got to get those triceps, all right? Work on those shoulders. Ain't nothing finer or sexier, and I don't care what no woman say, okay? Because when you got them, and you know, I'm telling you, ask these men in the chat, you don't want to look like the Incredible Hulk, but a nice set of shoulders on you. Boo-boo! That's nice. I'm telling you, that's nice. Work those arms. Like I said, work the opposing muscles. If you hit those biceps, you got to hit those triceps, right? You don't want the biceps looking all nice and toned and those triceps back there doing what they do, flapping around. Now listen, if you lost weight and you don't want to remove that skin, don't let nobody tell you you ain't looking good either, okay? Sometimes people have a little bit of skin left if they've been a certain weight, a certain size for so long, or they've gone up and down a lot in life. They'll have that skin left. Listen, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Sometimes it's hereditary. Sometimes it's just in your diet. You're up and down in your weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. And it leaves that extra skin there, right? And you can tone it up as much as possible. And some people, they just have that snapback skin. You would never know they were 250 and they're now 200, right? Other than just knowing them. But you got some people, when they lose it, that skin kind of hangs around. So you got two options. You can get rid of it if you choose the medical route, or you could tone it up as much as possible. Hopefully it goes down a little bit, or you could just deal with it. Let me tell you something. A lot of people just deal with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it if you just deal with it, right? Because you know the work that you put in, and you know what it used to be compared to what it is now, okay? So don't let people discourage you. You know, I hear people all the time say, oh, they lost weight, but they so flabby. Well, that's just excess skin. That's excess, it's excess skin. It's excess skin. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of that. If you don't have that bounce back skin, or if it's been an up and down kind of roller coaster for you, sometimes that happens. So, besides all that, work those muscles, okay? Work those muscles. Get you some resistance weight training in at least 2 days a week. Shoot for 4. See, we work with you over here. We give you a range, right? You can just do it every other day. You don't even have to have upper body Monday, Wednesday, lower body Tuesday, Thursday. You could have full body 3 days a week. Or you could just go every other day, however you do it, right? But just make sure that you keep it even and you do it. And if you don't want to do 4 days, do 3 days. If you don't want to do 3, at least get you 2 in. For those who are just starting, you may start off just doing 1 day a week full body. That's fine. You're doing something. You're doing something. All right. So I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Okay. Sis, appreciate you. Stay healthy and safe. God bless. God bless, bro. I appreciate you. Lawrence, please smash that. Come on, Lawrence. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Kalia's World, thank you for coming in and saying hi. Of course, Jill, my moderator. Y'all check out Jill's Comfort Zone. Check out Latif Jahar Broadcast. Okay. I'm not broadcast, podcast. Why am I saying broadcast? I saw that TV and said broadcast, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all see the name. Okay, Latif Jahar Podcast. All right. Jill says, have a blessed night, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. We had a blast on Saturday. Y'all know I try to take a day or two off. On my weekends, I started not to come on Saturday because I wasn't on there on YouTube a lot. I'm like, these apps are fun, but sometimes they're draining. Okay? And sometimes I just need a break. And I have lately been deciding that my weekend is for me. Me and mine. We're trying to have some fun out here on the weekend. Because the app is going to be there. Okay? So I'm going to go around and catch some replays, catch some shorts. Y'all do the same. Show support to people. Okay? Just help people however you can. And make sure, again, if you subscribe to them, you don't have to be over there every day. Every time they go live, every time they drop a video, every time they drop a short, just be over there enough so that the subscription sticks. Yeah, I told you I don't do this sub for sub stuff, but I do encourage people to, help each other out, visit people, and don't just go around and just doing that sub for sub, because once YouTube sees that you're not interacting anyway, they're gonna unsubscribe you anyway. Okay? They're gonna unsubscribe you anyway. So be genuine in it. Be genuine. Go check people out. Help them out. And thank you guys for those 12 thumbs up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And move around. Don't get stagnant. Don't get stagnant. Don't get stuck. Okay? Move around. Stick with the people that you know that have been your riders from day one, of course. But move around. Move around. Kind of like when you're at work. Get you some experience in another area. What if they decide to close a certain department down? You have no experience in another area. They said, well, we would have hired you over into the other area, but you don't have experience doing that. Hey, ask them if you can get some experience over there doing whatever. Y'all, because we in a day and time where people's jobs are being shut down. And sometimes it may just boil down to your company may not close, but they may not have a position in your department anymore. So I'm encouraging you to also encourage your kids, your nieces and nephews, you, whoever you know, whatever they do at work right now. If they can cross train, tell them to cross train. Okay? Hey, April. April says, hello, everyone. April said, real talk. Okay? I'm telling you. Jill said, have a blessed night, y'all. Lawrence welcomed me in. April. Jill saying hello. Cross train if you can. If you are still a working individual, and if you're 50 and working, 60 and working, ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot, if you're in your 50s, you can darn near start a new job at 50 to 55 and retire, because they keep increasing the retirement age. And a lot of times, I'm not one talking about 30 is the new 20 and 50 is the new this. Your age is your age, okay? But there are things you can do to feel better, to feel good, right? Right? So, with the way things are going right now, if you're able, and sometimes when people retire, they just go back to work because they get tired of sitting at home. Like, they'll travel a little bit, but they don't want to spend all their money traveling. They want to continue to save money too. So, you got them. What is the retirement age now? 67? So you 52, 53, you get another job. You can work about 15 years. After about 10, certain companies you're vested, right? And hopefully even retire around 70, 72, still rip and run around here with your grandkids, your great grandkids, And some people don't want to do that. Some people, let me tell y'all something. Some people have done things like join the military or gotten other jobs, and they retired at 38 because they went in at 18 to 20. So now they're in the military, retired, full benefits. Can get a whole other job and still retire by 60, 58 to 60, right? Well, you got other people, maybe they didn't do that. Maybe they just really, some people take longer than others to figure out what they really want to do. Or they've been doing something and they change their mind. 50, they get a new career. 55, guess what? 70, go ahead and retire. You'll just be 3 years past retirement age anyway because they keep increasing it, right? They keep increasing it. What's going on, East Dad? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Hello, Lions Pride. He's speaking to everybody, y'all. He said, hey, Jill. Jill saying hello to East Dad. What's happening? So just, however you feel. Sometimes people retire and they don't feel right, kind of. Maybe they don't want to work full time anymore, but they'll get them something part time, and sometimes they'll get something full time. But the nice thing about that is they don't necessarily have the obligation. They don't feel obligated. So it's good to kind of retire and then be able to pick you something else up if you're at home bored. If it's the first time you're buying a house and you're 52 years old, who business is that? That's your business. Ain't nobody else got to pay for it. Don't let the thoughts and opinions of other people determine your goals. Okay? Don't let the thoughts and opinions of other people determine your goals. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Okay? I'm going to wish y'all peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, there's what? Chaos. Without positivity, it's darn sure to be negativity. And wherever chaos and negativity roam, hold hands, lock arms together. You might fail to prosper to your fullest potential, okay? And I want you all to prosper. I want us all to prosper to our fullest potential, okay? Peace, positivity, and prosperity so that you can walk patiently, all right, and purposefully into your purpose. So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride Original. Lawrence says good night. Thank you for those lion emojis, Lawrence. Good night, y'all. Good night, East Dad. Thank you for coming over. I think this is my first time seeing you over here. I think you may be from Bro Latif. I appreciate you. Sending hugs back to you, Lawrence. And hopefully I'll see you a little bit later on, Lawrence. Bye, y'all. Hold up. Cancel. I had to cancel. Okay, I missed like 2 super chats. I missed the super chat. I caught Lawrence's super chat the other day. I appreciate you, Lawrence, bro. You know I do. But I missed Jordan's that day. And the other night I got 2 super chats. So I didn't see them. So I don't know if y'all saw them, but I didn't see them until I went into the studio. So shout out to those people that gave the super chats. And of course, I always thank you and shout out to the people that send the cash apps. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful week, okay? And hopefully, if it's the Lord's will, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.